Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find us in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to the exciting summer of darkness in Dublin. This evening's scene takes place at Le Perfecta, the restaurant owned by Alexander Delano. More aptly, it takes place in the back room. These back rooms have been sumptuously decorated and soundproof so that the kindred of the city may have private conversations out of the prying eyes or ears of crime. As a matter of fact, Delano himself has joked, well, you could scream your lungs out in one of these rooms and no one would hear you. Not sure if he was intimating one thing or the other, but by God, he was intimating something. Francis Beaumont, you have summoned a individual in order to have a private meeting with you this evening. So we'll begin as Deimos will enter the room for the private meeting. And on that note, I'm going to go and do other things.
Yes, Francis sits in the room. A lovely ornate chair against a pleasant-looking pleasant and small dining table, and is not wearing those particularly fantastic shoes, as they're reserved for special occasions. And unfortunately, this is the wrong kind of special for them to be worn at. With him is an associate of his, armed with a shotgun, should Delano allow it. If not, then that's fine. He can strip down. There to act in, to act as effectively security in case anything goes awry. And should shots need to be fired, well, there is someone to fire those shots. And yes, he just sits in his normal sort of fashionable yet casual attire. The long sleeve turtleneck shirt and black jeans. He just waits.
So Deimos, I enter the room, casually dressed, the hoodie always pulled up, and I approach your table. Mr. Beaumont, I understand you received my letter. May I? And I gesture at the chair right opposite to you.
Sheriff Beaumont, but you may. He gestures to the seat.
I take a seat and quietly I listen to you.
Sorry, yeah. Also, for the record, you do see the guard. He's not hiding or anything. He's actually just standing by the door, so you're aware. He is aware that there is an armed man, for what it's worth.
So I sit quietly and wait to be spoken to.
Would you mind explaining yourself?
Very well. By the way, is Evan here?
Ish.
All right, so I just want to know how many days have passed since that event.
We tend to work in real time, so 3-ish.
All right, okay. All right. In short, 3 nights ago while I was hunting, I met with a very dangerous individual by the name of Charles Drayford. He is the leader of the ultra-right Ireland Zone. He identified my nature, and my hunting failed. He assumed I was an agent working on your behalf, so his response was that you be labeled persona non grata in Lupine territory. I made it perfectly clear I was not asking on your accord. He wouldn't believe it.
Francis looks down at the table. A good portion of that statement was untrue. You didn't ask, you mentally attacked him. And I am not just persona non grata within Lupine territory.
What do you mean, sir?
What do you think I mean?
I told you I was hunting him. I used the powers of my bloodline, the full extent of it. But I'm sorry, I'm not aware of something beyond what I said. In my understanding, you are persona non grata in Lupine territory, not something else.
You understand they think I sent you to steal their blood, yes?
Could you repeat that, please?
You understand they think I sent you to steal their blood.
I do.
And for some reason you do not believe they're not going to retaliate against me?
I have no way of knowing what their plans are. I made it perfectly clear that you're not responsible for my actions. I apologize for the danger that has fallen upon you, and how can I make it right?
He fiddles with something in his hand. It's kind of like so actually it's a lighter. He's just fiddling with it. He's pretty obviously agitated. Why shouldn't I just give you their name? Sorry, why shouldn't I just give them your name? Because I've got a pack of lupines that now want me dead, Deimos, because you wanted to go chasing after lupine blood for God knows what reason.
I was hunting. They are supernaturals. I was not breaking the masquerade. I am an immigrant, and he is the leader of the ultra-right. I was just trying to make the world a better place.
I don't care what your political affiliations are. You are not to put members of the Camarilla at risk for your actions.
That is perfectly fair, and it was really not my intention. I did not want to involve you. I had no idea that he even knew who you were. Now, may I make a proposition? This mess was of my doing. Allow me to solve it. In short, can I take them out? Hello? Chris, are you there?
Chris? Hang on, give us a moment. He may have died. Yeah, actually, he did. Whenever their picture goes dead on the live stream from any kind, you know that they died. Yep, there he goes. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Yeah, my internet's really flaky. It's been flaky for the past few days. Sorry, where did I get to?
All right, so what was the last thing you heard?
You said, "Can I take them out?" And
all right, that's it. So yeah. I requested permission to solve this problem. I'm confident I can solve it. Do I have leave to do so?
Yep, his internet flaked out again.
By the way, Evan, I didn't mention this. If there's anything untrue spoken, Deimos can also tell.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Your ears bleed. Welcome back, Bishop.
God damn it.
It's kind of funny because I was having that problem a few nights ago, and now you've like caught it. It's like it was contagious. Continue.
All right, reliably, because never mind. No, Francis just says, "You're telling me you can kill a pack of lupines?"
I cannot do it instantly. I can put my mind, if I put my mind into it, I think with time I can do it, yes.
How? You
Well,
have not
sir,
exactly given me reason to believe in your capabilities.
aren't we still talking? And you know that I did meet Mr. Charles Drayford.
Sorry, I snapped out. You said something about Charles Drayford.
Oh, you didn't hear what I said?
Yeah, I'm switching to another connection to see if that's going to work.
Okay. Let me know when.
All right. It should be okay now for at least a little bit. Yeah, shoot.
So I did survive a meeting with Mr. Drayford. I think that's indication that my abilities are somewhat competent.
Because he told you to leave, otherwise he'd kill you.
Excuse me, sorry?
Because he told you to leave, otherwise he'd kill you.
He said that had he been able, he would have killed me.
No, he did actually say, "Leave or I will kill you." It wasn't a matter of his ability. He said, "Leave." Oh no, he wasn't able to kill you then. Sorry, you were 100% right. He couldn't actually physically strike you. Continue.
Yes. He said, if you were here, you would be dead. In any case, what Deimos says is that I survived the encounter, and that's indication to my abilities.
Francis kind of just gives you a very strange look. That doesn't prove anything. You were warned off, failed at your initial target, went after another, and now have angered an entire pack. Who even was? Who actually? There is something you can help me with.
I would be very happy to.
Who told you Dreyfurt was a lupine?
Nobody did. I was given information that if I wanted to find a lupine, I should look into Ireland's own. So I scouted their hangouts. I couldn't find anyone, so I moved up the hierarchy and found him.
Okay, who told you to do that?
I'm sorry, I cannot say that.
You're going to? Or I give up your name to the lupines?
Sir, I will not give up the name of a friend. This was my mistake. No one else will pay for it. If you feel you must do that, it's perfectly understandable and fair.
So
I do
you're
not want to
perfectly
drag
happy.
you into this, and I will not drag another one voluntarily.
You have dragged me into this and all of my affiliations into this. You haven't just endangered me, but all of my associates.
I fully
Not
regret that.
all of the other members of the court's resources, and the court's assets.
Mr. Hennessy.
Yeah. Hennessy is sitting on the sofa that is located just next to the fire. You have no idea how long he's been there.
Yeah, Francis isn't even surprised at this stage. He just kind of
He's very-
assumes. He literally shows up more often than not.
I mean, who was it? Liam coined a term which was always assume the Seneschal is watching you, because he probably is. Hennessy stands up very slowly and he says, already this afternoon, for the record, I have come from the political bureau. No less than 3 of my own ghouls have been found in rather sticky situations and have been dismissed from high-level public office. Now, I wonder why that is. Anyone? Anyone?
Oh, I can very much imagine a reason.
Yes. Now then, Mr. Deimos, you recall I vouched for you when you came into the city.
Yes, sir, you did.
So, I am going to say, I'm going to put faith in the fact that you are an honorable man. I believe you to be. I found that your bloodline oftentimes care more for the scholarly pursuits than they do for concepts such as, how would I phrase this? Throwing of your own... No, that's incorrect. My point to you is, the sheriff, in his official capacity, has asked you a question. He has asked you a very important question. I would like for you to answer the sheriff's question, please. Now, I'm going to say please. If I have to ask again, you will be answering the question.
If I take my leave from Dublin, will I be permitted to not answer that?
All right.
I don't think
You continue what you're saying. Sorry, Bishop. Bishop.
Oh, am I gone? No, I'm here.
No, you were here. Sorry, I said you were going to say something. Then I spoke. Then you stopped. But I was going to say you please continue.
Yeah, I think I did, but well, my internet's so janky. No, Francis. Francis literally just says, "I don't believe either of us stuttered, Deimos."
Okay, so quick question for you, Dem. What is your current willpower?
Has it replenished from the last scene or not?
It will have recovered by it'll be +3 from the last scene.
That would.
We've had about...
All right, I was with just 1 left, so that would be 4.
Cool. I just have to rule some dice. His pool for this is actually not great. By his standards, anyway. I mean, it's okay. It's not terrible. So that takes out that 1, 2, 3, 4. It's obviously still the because the difficulty is low, but it's still only 7 dice. He looks at you and he says, "What is the person's name?" And dominate. Bam.
So, how many successes? I imagine it works.
Yep, it's 5 successes. It will basically cause you to just blurt out the name.
Relius.
There we go. That answers that question. This is the same individual who decided to insult my clan insult my child, or insult everything about us. So I can't say that I'm overly surprised, but ultimately, he taps his mask with a single finger, and he says, "What are your inclinations in this matter, Sheriff? I'm curious."
I didn't. OC, I didn't hear the name. What was the name?
Oh, Relius.
I've heard that. Relius the Gaul?
I'd assume so. I've never met anyone else named Relius in this city.
Excuse me, did he say the ghoul? The ghoul?
De Gaulle, which is Relius.
The ghoul. Okay.
Hennessy nods for a moment. He'll say, "Very well. The situation has gotten sticky. Unfortunate, I will admit, very unfortunate, but it has gotten unpleasant and possibly untenable. So, with this in mind, we must now think of a way to move forward. I am not having this individual, for the record, Mr. Deimos, being fed to a pack of lupines. That would merely prove that we're weak in the face of their threats, and frankly, I'm not going to give those homo lupine bastards the satisfaction. However, the question is how best to respond. I'm curious, Sheriff, how would you respond to this situation?"
Francis considers this.
Deimos politely raises his palm.
No. Frankly, I have. If I'm to be, I will be completely frank. I have very little appetite for another front in our war.
The one that we currently have, we currently have 2 active fronts on. Yes.
Well, 3 technically, but yes.
Yeah.
So, frankly, I'd cut a deal with them.
Yes. And I have a rough idea exactly what deal is going to be cut. The masked face looks at Deimos and he says, you are going to be punished for your ignorance, because it was ignorance and you did place the court in jeopardy. However, I do not believe that this punishment merits your immediate death. However, what you are going to do is I'm going to give you a gift only to have it ripped away from you. You are going to embrace someone. That someone is then going to be given as fodder to the lupines. And give me like 20 seconds because he actually has to make a road check because that's so fucking dishonorable. But it's also like the only real recourse that he has. So I'm going to make this a public check because that's spicy meatball.
That's pretty savage.
Oh wow, he passes. He feels terrible about life, but he passes.
Well, Francis is feeling pretty terrible about life right now as well, so that makes 2 of them.
Hooray! Paths that are humanity, or roughly akin to humanity.
But yeah.
The logic here being, Mr. Deimos, you have fortunately made yourself far too useful to the court for me to allow you to toddle off to your own destruction. However, we cannot, as Francis says, support another war on another front. So you will embrace Childer. That Childer will then be made to look exactly like you through methods and methodologies that I'm not going to speak about here, and they will then be fed to the lupines. This is your punishment. You will be the cause of their death.
I lower my head and Mr. Hennessy respectfully, may I propose something?
Oh, by all means. I'm rabid to hear this.
As you understand, I'm a person who does not want to see other people pay for my mistakes. I fully recognize what I did. I had no idea that the court would suffer from this reckless move of mine. I thought that I was moving against another supernatural. There was no risk to the masquerade. I did not anticipate a political fallout. So, would you kindly give me a week to set it straight? And at the week's end, I will do as you decree.
If you...
Would you like me to explain? And you can make an assessment of my plan.
I think you'll need to at this point.
Yes.
All right.
Can
So
inform your idea.
their pack consists of 6 individuals, correct?
Correct.
James Brillman, in my understanding, is the youngest. In any case, Mr. Brillman is currently my ghoul to the first degree. I know of his address, and I plan to turn him fully, and then use him to take out one by one the others. If that were to succeed, you would have me with a group of 6 lupines at my command and at the court's command. I think that would be more useful than a single key acid.
Hennessy kind of places his thumb and his forefinger to the point where his mask, the point where the nose of his mask should be, but obviously it's flat because you can see it. He sighs ever so slightly. Why, Francis, is this becoming complicated?
As it always is. People always have to complicate things. I mean, I'm no innocent in that regard, but still.
Yes.
I mean, this is far more complex than the original plan.
Oh dear. But the Hennessy will look up at Deimos, and he will look at Francis, and he will simply say, "You will have your week, Deimos, until we must do what we must do. However, know that if more ill repute or more issue is heaped upon the Camarilla, you, Relius, and Ryan will all be executed. I'm not just punishing you. You're willing to die. I'll kill your friends, one after another. And I'll make you watch, and you will die last."
Ryan knew of your activities, didn't he?
No, he did not. Nobody did. Only Ryan received a call from me telling him, Relius, I need to find a lupine now. He had no idea what I was doing, why I was doing it. He just told me Ireland's own. That's the full extent of his participation in this.
He seemed to imply he knew more regarding your activities to myself, but I suppose that's something you should take up with him.
Well, sir, thank you for the opportunity. I know it's more than I could ask.
There's one more thing. I want that lupine's blood.
Very well, sir.
It's
yours.
insurance.
I'll leave that to your office, Sheriff Hennessy will say. Very good. I, in that case, believe that you have your week. You have your week, Deimos. I suggest you use it well. For the record, obviously, Dem, I know that you're going out of town, so your week is not actually going to be a week. It's going to be when you actually have time to come back and do things. Don't worry about it.
All right. Thank you, Evan. Thank you.
No worries. All right. So with that in mind, I think that unless anyone else has anything else to say, nope.
One thing, when Deimos will bow to the two gentlemen and ask to be excused. I suppose the meeting is over. When he walks out, does he see Delano?
No, Delano's probably in the kitchen because he's actually the chef of this restaurant and it's open tonight.
Well, it's the case they have never met after the present that Deimos sent, so he wanted an opportunity to speak with him at some point. Or has it happened out of character?
It's probably happened out of character. He hangs around
Okay.
Elysium an awful lot, so if you go, then he's relatively polite and he will thank you for your lovely present.
All right, that's it. That's all.
Okay. So with that in mind, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene tonight in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.